Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Match Chat, and this is your official Mel's Match Chat review of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. How is everybody doing? I'm doing fantastic. I'm going to be getting this in really fucking quickly, and I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my evening with my man. Yes. If you guys don't know, now you know I'm officially taken. I'm no longer on the market. I am in a relationship, and if you can't tell, I'm just beaming with happiness. And I'm actually, this has been a long time coming. So he's actually over, and he's in the other, my, should I say, our bedroom, taking a nap because I got warm out before King and Queen of the Ring. So so I'm giving him a rest. And during this whole situation, you might be seeing me reach over to my stove that's like legitimately right here, because I have dinner prepared like a good wifey. And I'm going to try to get this, do multiple things, because you know me, I can multitask on every fucking occasion. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I'm doing fantastic. Also, please, if you're going to be driving and you're going to be drinking, please don't do one or the other, but not both. If you're going to drink, please take an Uber or a Lyft, not paid sponsorship, because it is that type of a weekend, and we just want everybody to be safe. So happy Memorial Day to everybody. Happy Memorial Day to the fallen soldiers of our army forces that are no longer here. This is all about them. This is not about hot dogs, hamburgers, steaks, or anything like that. It's about honoring them, and we kind of lose the focus on that. But we haven't lost focus here, because I fucking knew everything. It was a fucking god. It's like, it wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler. All right. So, great paper, PLE. Great timing. Everything just flowed. Everything was chef's kiss. There was a lot of, we had breaking news. We had a new champion, which I predicted, or should I say spoiled, for people that did not know. And we're just going to be moving along. Remember, tomorrow, very early in the morning, I'm going to probably be drinking coffee at this, because I got so much to do tomorrow. I am going to go and make sure that my man loves rice pudding. So I'm going to go make sure that he's got that for tomorrow night for dessert. So, because Mama is not going to the store until tomorrow. Sorry. No bueno. I'm sorry. I will do things for my man, but, I am now relaxed in my house. Yesterday was a crazy day, but, I want to relax and enjoy my Saturday, because I only get 2 Saturdays a month because I see my son. So anywho, we crowned we crowned a king and queen of the ring, and we're gonna have a really great summer. We're all going to feast on what Hunter is cooking or Paul is cooking in the kitchen or outside on the outdoor kitchen, because we're in summertime now. We're doing grill outs, cookouts, whatever. So he's outside in the outside kitchen, just like Guy Fieri's house. He's got that outside kitchen, and he's going through his recipes. He's making sure everything is. We're gonna as fans, we're gonna fucking feast this summer, and I cannot wait. I don't know how much Chef Tony Khan is going to be whipping up, but let's give him an opportunity. Let's be fair here. We don't want to be known as Triple H dick suckers. We want to make sure we're neutral here. So yes, we are going to enjoy this summer, because let me tell you something. They're starting to, they even address the situation with who's going to be in 2025 SummerSlam. So this is going to get very interesting. Very interesting. But I know SummerSlam is going to be fucking crazy. And now I can understand why they're doing the SummerSlam in 2026. I feel that if this is going to be next year with the King and Queen of the Ring, that's going to be the Royal Rumble of the spring. Then SummerSlam is the WrestleMania of the summer. So we have two huge implicated pay-per-views or PLEs, and then they're going to get handsomely rewarded. And we don't even have to worry about anything. We don't have to we will already know who's going to be in those matches. And I think that's really good, because then they will already have an end game. And I love that. And I am glad that they're doing this. I'm hoping that it continues, because it's only going to be even better. But nevertheless, under 3 hours, I could get used to these pay-per-views. That's like a Monday Night Raw without commercials. I'll take it. I'll take it every day, every night, 24/7, 365. Sometimes I'll take it twice a day. All right? Because I could take it multiple days and multiple times of the day. So anywho, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so you can get the notifications for when I upload, do a live or do a short. Also, please follow me on all my social media platforms, which are Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, X, all Mel's Match Chat. But if you can get a little dicey over at Snapchat, Real Mel's Match Chat. So go follow me there. If you want to donate to the podcast, if you want to donate to the show, please do me a favor. Go on my X, scan it, go and donate whatever you want. If there's a memo or anything, if there isn't, you could reach into my DMs and, I'll get the notification. I'll correspond and everything, and I'll shout you out here on the show. So please also do me a favor. Go check out my Astro Classics at myastroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Graduation, weddings are coming up. All sorts of things. Father's Day is coming up. So would you like to treat the person who has a beard right? Do yourself a favor and go check out myastroclassics.com. There you have really great products. They have really great people there. And I had to jump on the bandwagon. And also the merchandise, fucking mint. So go check that out. If you're dying of thirst and you need the artillery to murder your thirst, go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Stock up on all the artillery to murder your thirst, which is spring water, unflavored seltzer water, flavored seltzer water, iced tea, and Sports packs. You can get all that there, plus some righteous merch. So go check that out, liquiddeath.com. If you're a coffee aficionado, just like I am, and I'm not even drinking coffee right now, because if I drink coffee, I'm not going to eat dinner. So I actually made some iced tea, some sugar-free iced tea. It's basically the tea thrown in, and that's it. So, but I love coffee, and I normally drink coffee on this show, and but I had to switch it up because I want to have a good dinner with my man tonight. I'm working very hard on it. So please do me a favor and go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Sample the world's strongest coffee with the lowest acidic rate. Plus, they have really good flavors. So if you're a flavored type of person and you want a strong cup of coffee, there you go. I think they have vanilla coconut. They have hazelnut, inspired by this. So go check all that out. And I think they have pumpkin spice all year round. So if you're a pumpkin spice girl like me, girls, guys, definitely go check that out. But it's in a bundle, so you're gonna have to get the bundle to get the but in October you'll be able to get it singly, or September, whenever they're gonna release it. So go check that out. Please do me a favor. If you didn't watch it last night, go watch it on Thriller, formerly known as Fight. The War Within from House of Glory. They had a really great card. Go check all that out. They're actually having another event today in Boston. They're having Mustafa Ali versus Alec Price, world champion match. Mike Santana versus JT Dunn, Sami Callihan versus Charles Mason, and Sexy Star will be in action. So go and check all that out. And also on Puerto Rican Day weekend, we are having an event that Mike Santana is going to be headlining because he is Puerto Rican, and he's going to be probably most likely the Grand Marshal. But I'm just throwing that out there, you know. But it's going to have pride in me, and I'm proud to be Puerto Rican. Boricua, I'm mamacita, and I'm just, my Puerto Rican pride exudes, and I love being Puerto Rican. And you know, look at the hair. Look at the hair. Am I not fucking Puerto Rican? I mean, come on. Look how curly it is. I mean, do you know how many freaking women that would kill to have this hair right now? I mean, come on, people. If you can't tell that I'm Puerto Rican, then I don't know what you're talking about. So let's get to this. King and Queen of the Ring was coming from Jeddah Superdome from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I love these 1:00 shows. It's great because after this, I'm going to do dinner. I'm going to have a little sexy time with my honey, and you know, it's good. This is going to go from being like a little bit of rated R to triple X. So I'm excited, and tonight, and can't tell, I'm in love. So all right, let's get to this. Let's get the entire lineup. And I didn't really watch the whole pre kickoff show. I watched the match, and that was basically about it. But let me give you the rundown of the whole thing. The King and Queen of the Ring match lineup. WWE champion, undisputed champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus the Maverick, Logan Paul. Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Big Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental Championship. Women's World Championship match. Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. King of the Ring Tournament Finals, Randy Orton versus Gunther. The Queen of the Ring Tournament Final match, Lyra Valkyria versus the Irresistible Force, Nia Jax. And then we had the tag team match, which was Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell taking on the champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And for the people that said that, why is she on the pre-show? All right, I'm going to tell you this. Because this was basically announced last night. So it makes sense to put them on the pre-show because there was no fucking build, morons. All right. And she's getting paid handsomely. She got to go to Saudi Arabia. She gets to walk that beautiful aisle. I mean, come on. Do you really expect that she's upset that she was on the pre-show? Meanwhile, she was in Saudi Arabia, where she thought she'd never be. So for the people that are, and Bianca Belair and everything, there was no fucking sense to even have them there. But because there was also a big thing during the PLE that they were focusing on women in sports in Saudi Arabia. So this is how everything is going. Now, you're probably saying, well, why were they all covered up today? Well, there was pictures going online of the women in bikinis in Saudi Arabia. I'm going to tell you the loophole, people. I'm going to tell you the loophole, and listen up. You cannot be scantily clad in public in Saudi Arabia. But if you're on private property, there is nothing that the government could do. So that they went to a private beach. The land on the beach was private, so they were allowed to. So if they go to I don't know, somebody's house, they can have the bikinis. So I didn't even know that, and it was a little bit of a tidbit of information because I'm sitting there baffled on how they're doing this. Now you know, just a little. If you know, you know now. So we started off, before we started off the main card, we started off with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell taking on the champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Please, for the love of God, don't take this so seriously. This was just to get these women on, because not only did you have these 4 women, but you had the women's championship match. That's 6 women, plus the Queen of the Ring. That's 8 women. When they first started, they didn't even have no women going there. This is a big fucking step forward. You have 8 women on the card. I think you had more women than they did then. Wait a minute. Let me see. Paul and Cody, Gunther and Randy, Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, and Chad Gable. There was more women. First time ever. First time ever for a PLE going to Saudi Arabia. There was more women on the card than there were men. Need I say more? Okay? It was just to further more women and make it more comfortable and more regular over there. So the tag team championship match, the match starts off with Cargill and Hartwell. Cargill hits Hartwell with a fallaway slam that follows up with a shoulder tackle. Cargill and Belair then double team Hartwell. LeRae then tags in and squares off with Belair. Belair then slams LeRae and overpowers her. Belair then presses LeRae over her head, but Belair's knees gives out. LeRae and Hartwell then target Belair's knees and ground her. Hartwell then wrenches Belair's leg in the ropes. LeRae then maintains the upper hand, and she and Hartwell isolate Belair and continue to attack her leg. Hartwell then stops Belair from tagging Cargill in, but eventually she makes it to Cargill. Cargill then clears house with fury of offense. LeRae and Hartwell then take control again, but Belair tags back in and rallies. Cargill and Belair then double team LeRae and hits LeRae with a DDT suplex combination for the win. And that was it. It was like a 10-minute thing. It was just to get these women on, and I completely agree about it. They can now build, I think it's going to be at Clash of the Castle. It's going to be Zoe Starks and Shayna Baszler. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, of course. So Tony Khan, I just got the notification. Tony Khan just announced 2 more matches for Double or Nothing. I think that's what it said. Let me just. Let me pull this up because I have notes out here and I want to. Oh, they're Collision. 2 new matches for Collision. Why are we even having this on? Honestly. That's just me. So we start off with the PLE. The King and Queen of the Ring PLE opens up with a video package, and we are then welcomed by Michael Cole and Corey Graves. I can't stand Corey Graves anymore. He doesn't meld well with Michael Cole, and I like the dynamic with Pat and Michael. I guess I'm really liking Pat McAfee's style of commentating. I don't know. We kick off the first match, Women's World Championship match, Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. The match starts off with Morgan shoving Lynch, but Lynch returns the favor and both women take turns in shoving each other. Lynch then nails Morgan with a boot and the action spills out of the ring. Lynch then sends Morgan crashing into the ring face first 2 times before both women get back in the ring. Lynch then sends Morgan crashing into the ring face first 2 times before both women get back in the ring. Lynch then places Morgan through the middle rope. Lynch then climbs to the middle rope, but Morgan pulls her down. Morgan then delivers some boots on Lynch's midsection, then charges at her. Lynch then moves out of the way, but Morgan still nails her with a clothesline. Morgan then hits Lynch with a dropkick to her spine. Lynch then hits Morgan with a kick and climbs to the middle rope. Morgan then trips Lynch and sends her crashing face first into the top turnbuckle. Morgan then wears Lynch down with a submission hold, but Lynch responds with a right hand. Morgan then blasts Lynch with a right hand, and both women exchange strikes. Both women then hit each other with a couple of clotheslines and a kick. Lynch then hits Morgan with a fallaway slam and follows up with a baseball drop kick on the outside through the bottom rope. Lynch then nails Morgan with a right hand off the apron, then sends Morgan back in the ring and climbs to the top. Morgan then trips Lynch and joins her on the top rope, but Lynch pushes Morgan off and hits her with a missile dropkick. Morgan then hits Lynch with a springboard codebreaker off the ropes, and Lynch climbs to the top. Lynch then looks to fly, but Morgan moves out of the way. Morgan then hits Lynch with a missile dropkick off the top rope and then looks to nail her with an Oblivion finisher. Lynch then counters and sends Morgan to the mat. Morgan then rolls Lynch up, but Lynch reverses the fall. Morgan then kicks out and hits Lynch with an enziguri before both women exchange some strikes. Lynch then locks Morgan in a cross arm breaker, but Morgan transitions it into a submission of her own. Lynch then escapes and locks Morgan in the disarmer. Dominic Mysterio then appears at ringside as Morgan gets her boot on the bottom rope to break the hold. Lynch goes for the manhandle slam, but Morgan counters it into a codebreaker and notices Dominic at ringside. Morgan then climbs to the top, but Lynch joins her and up there and hits her with a suplex. Dominic slides a chair into the ring for Lynch, but distracts the referee. Morgan then takes advantage of the distraction, hits Lynch with a DDT on top of the chair, then disposes of it and hits Lynch with a Oblivion for the win. What I would have done, this is what I would have done. If they wanted to keep the title on Lynch, which we know that wasn't going to be the case because she's in a contract situation. Why did Dominic just fucking goddamn hit Becky Lynch hit Becky Lynch. Everything will be okay. She gets the title and she gets the keep the title. Hello. Oh, Rhea. I'm not even going to call him Dominic Mysterio anymore. It's going back to Mysterio until he rises up and goes back to whom he belongs to. And I love that Michael Cole said, oh, that's her main squeeze. Somewhere fucking Buddy Matthews is like, you motherfucker. You know? So then after the match, Liv Morgan celebrates her huge win, and Dominic Mysterio looks frustrated with what just happened. I would have been like, no! Next match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Before this whole thing started, the fucking intro from Sami Zayn was, oh my God, it was a WrestleMania type entrance. And if you think that he was going to lose the title in Saudi Arabia, please give me your wrestling card and just send it in to me, because that would have made a ridiculous statement. So the match starts off with Zayn not wasting any time in nailing Gable with some right hands. Reed then hits Zayn with a clothesline in the corner, but Gable follows up with a number of chops on Reed. Reed then lifts Gable above his head, but Gable escapes the action, then spills outside, and Zayn jumps over the top rope and hits a crossbody on Reed. Gable then blindsides Zayn from behind and sends him back in the ring. Zayn then delivers some right hands on Gable in the corner, but Reed blasts him and sends him in the corner. Zayn then hits Reed with a back elbow and looks to fly, but Reed catches him and chokeslams him on top of Gable. Zayn then hits Gable with a back elbow, but Gable sends Zayn into the ring apron and delivers some right hands on him. Gable then climbs to the top and hits Reed with a missile dropkick. Zayn then sends both Gable and Reed out of the ring and flies over the top rope and lands on them. Zayn and Reed then teeter on the top rope, but Reed gets Zayn on his shoulders. Zayn then counters it into a powerbomb and goes for a pin, but Reed kicks out. Reed then sits Zayn on the top rope, but Gable takes him down and goes for a suplex on Zayn. Reed then pulls both men down and climbs to the top, then looks to fly. Zayn then rolls out of the ring and Gable hits Reed with a moonsault. Zayn then hits Reed with a series of overhand chops and follows it up with a tornado DDT. Zayn then goes for a pin, but Gable breaks the fall by putting him in an ankle lock. Reed then looks to break the hold, but Gable counters it into an ankle lock on him. Zayn puts Gable in an ankle lock and relinquishes the hold to hit Reed with a blue thunder bomb. Reed then gets both Zayn and Gable up on his shoulders, then hits a fall-away slam. Reed then hits both men with a tope suicida on the outside, then sends Zayn back inside the ring. Zayn goes for a hula kick on Reed, but Gable intercepts and nails him with a couple of German suplexes. Gable then looks to hit a third one, but Zayn fights his way out with a back elbow and hits Gable with 2 German suplexes of his own. Reed goes for a double German suplex on Zayn and Gable, but Gable escapes and hits Zayn and Reed with a double German suplex of his own. Otis then hits Reed on the outside with a clothesline, and Gable sends Zayn out of the ring. Gable then orders Otis to attack Zayn because it was a triple threat and there's no DQ. Zayn attacks Zayn, but Otis hesitates. Gable then jumps out of the ring and holds Zayn in place. For Otis to attack him, but Otis still can't bring himself to do so. Gable then shoves Otis and gets in his face, then slaps him. Gable then gets Zayn up and holds him in place. Once again, Otis looks to clothesline Zayn, but Zayn ducks out of the way. Otis clotheslines Gable. Zayn then hits Reed with a haluva kick for the win, and he retains the Intercontinental Championship. Who gets? It's going to be either at Clash of the Castle or at SummerSlam, or there's like 3 pay-per-views involved. So refreshing, too. So then after the match, Gable gets in Otis's face and George asks him. And they also commented on this because when Gable came out, he was getting the "You Suck" chants. Mission accomplished, Chad Gable. And I think this is going to get really juicy as time goes on. I think we're going to have a new Alpha Academy. A little bit of Creed Brothers, Ivy Nile, and maybe one WWE Hall of Famer. Kurt Angle. Has to be. Has to be. We head to the back where Byron Saxton is interviewing the women's tag team champion, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They talk about their win earlier in the show, and Belair says they had something to prove, which they did. Cargill makes it clear that they are ready to defend the titles against any and all challengers. WWE Tag Team Champions Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, along with B-Fab, were then showed in the crowd. We go right to the Queen of the Ring tournament final match, which is Nia Jax versus Lara Valkyria. And I am so happy that Mike Rome was back. Mike Rome, I am pissed of what they did to him. He is the senior ring announcer, and he gets back down to NXT because of the narrative they need 2 women on the main roster. Fuck them. And I'm not a feminist either, so fuck that shit too. For all the feminists out there, you fucked everything up for us. We were able to never work. We never needed to be at the same equal footing as men. And I actually would love that. Not having to stress ourselves out. The only thing we had to worry about was the kids being fed, the house being clean, and that's it. And doing errands all day while the kids were at school. You all fucked up that for us. Because let me tell you something, I would love to go back to the 20s and 30s, honestly. This shit's for the birds. Speaking of the birds, let's get into Lara Valkyria. The match starts off with Valkyria trying to overpower Jax and take her down, but Jax managed to stay on her feet. Valkyria puts Jax in a sleeper, but Jax breaks the hold by sending Valkyria crashing into the corner. Valkyria then sends Jax out of the ring and follows it up with a dropkick through the middle rope. Jax then sends Valkyria crashing into the ring, apron first, spine first, then sends her back in the ring. Valkyria then looks for a tornado DDT, but Jax avoids it. Jax then hits Valkyria with an elbow drop and goes for a pin, but Valkyria kicks out. Jax then sends Valkyria in the corner and places her boot into Valkyria's neck. Jax then sends Valkyria crashing into the corner, spine first, then hits Valkyria with a boot to her midsection. Valkyria then hits Jax with a back elbow, but Jax sends Valkyria crashing into the mat. Valkyria then hits Jax with a jawbreaker and then follows up with an enziguri. Jax then hits Valkyria with a Samoan drop, then goes for the Annihilator. Valkyria then tries to avoid by making her way to the apron, but Jax still tries to hit it. Valkyria then moves out of the way and drop kicks Jax to the outside. Valkyria goes through another drop kick through the middle rope, but Jax catches her. Valkyria then hits Jax with the bulldog and sends Jax inside the ring. Valkyria then climbs to the top and hits Jax with a missile dropkick, then follows up with a tornado DDT and goes for a pin. Jax then kicks out and hits Valkyria with another Samoan drop. Jax then drags Valkyria in the corner, goes for an Annihilator, but Valkyria trips Jax and hits her with a double stomp in the corner. Valkyria then climbs to the top and hits Jax with a leg drop, then goes for a pin. Jax then kicks out and hits Valkyria with a splash to her back in the corner, then gets her up on her shoulders and climbs to the middle rope. Valkyria then escapes and looks to hit Jax with a powerbomb, but Jax hangs on. Jax then hits Valkyria with an Annihilator for the win, and Nia Jax is the winner and the new Queen of the Ring. I love that Triple H came out and handed the crown. That is awesome. And I love that. And it shows that Triple H loves his roster. He loves them. He goes out there and he celebrates them, and then he embraces them, and it warms my heart. It's like these are his children, and he's nurturing them and making sure that he presents them in the best light possible. And that's what a fucking boss should be doing. That's it. He goes out there, he does his job, and he leaves. That's it. So then after the match, Chief Content Officer Paul Levesque, Triple H, makes his way to the ring to present Nia Jax with the Queen of the Ring crown. Triple H puts on the crown on Jax's head. Kayla Braxton interviews Jax. Jax says she knows that the fans aren't happy, but she is. Jax then says she's going to even be happier when she becomes champion at SummerSlam. Kind of feel bad for Bayley now, because you realize she is going to be the new women's champion. We head to the back where Becky Lynch can be seen talking to Dominic Mysterio. Byron Saxton asks Lynch about her loss, and she said she's going to get her rematch on Raw this Monday. Because, if you heard, she had a rematch clause. So for the people saying, oh, she needs to now work her way up, she has a rematch clause. So she made that apparent that she has that. Tiffany Stratton, Carmelo Hayes were shown in the crowd. We go to the King of the Ring tournament finals. The Ring General Gunther versus the Viper Randy Orton. And if you can't tell when they're singing his song, you can't help seeing in his face that he wants to fucking, god damn, that fucking awesome. Keep this shit up. Come on, keep it up, people. Keep it up. I love it. The match starts with both Gunther and Orton staring each other down. Both men then lock up and take turns putting each other in submission holds before Orton hits Gunther with a shoulder tackle. Gunther then responds with a chop on Orton in the corner, then delivers several more chops on Orton, and Orton becomes furious. Orton then catches one of the chops and nails Gunther with strikes, then delivers some right hands on Gunther in the corner. Orton then goes for an RKO, but Gunther moves out of the way and nails Orton with a stomp on his spine. Gunther then hits Orton with a second stomp and forearm to Orton's spine. Orton then delivers some right hands on Gunther, but Gunther sends Orton crashing into the mat and hits Orton with a number of stomps. Gunther then nails Orton with a number of shots on his spine and then puts Orton in a half abdominal stretch. Orton then powers up to his feet, but Gunther continues wearing Orton down and with another submission. Gunther then hits Orton with a backbreaker and follows up with a body slam. Orton then hits Gunther with a suplex, but Gunther responds with a chop. Orton then hits Gunther with a couple of clotheslines, but Gunther nails Orton with one of his own and goes for a pin. Orton then kicks out and hits Gunther with a power slam, then follows up with a draping DDT. Gunther then hits Orton with a body slam and follows up with a splash. Orton then hits Gunther with a RKO and goes for a pin. Gunther then rolls out of the ring and Orton follows him. Orton then suplexes Gunther on the top of the English announce desk 3 times. Orton then sends Gunther back inside the ring, and Gunther hits Orton with a dropkick on his injured knee from last night's SmackDown. Gunther then sends Orton's knee into the mat and puts Orton in a half Boston grab. Orton then hits Gunther with a RKO and goes for the pin, but Gunther counters into a pin of his own for the win, and he didn't have 2 shoulders up. So this is exactly what's going to happen. Say, I didn't have both shoulders down. I deserve a title shot at SummerSlam, and there you go. It's very simple. Very simple. But Gunther is now the king of the Ring General, and that is it. So same thing went with as the Queen of the Ring. After the match, WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque, Randy and Gunther should have been the main event. It's literally in the name of the pay-per-view. Absolutely. I don't think they should have had any world championship match or like got men's matches on that. They could have, in my opinion, I think that they should had a possibly maybe a tag team tournament or something like that to like or a I don't know, a battle royal or something like that, or something that they could have set up for the tag team titles. They could have also did like just a regular singles match. They could have put the King in the ring. Yeah, I totally agree. But with Logan Paul, you know what happens. He gets the main event. So I can't help that. But also welcome little Faccini 68. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry, but welcome, sweetheart. So then after the match, Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque presents the King of the Ring General Gunther with a King of the Ring crown. Byron Saxton interviews Gunther and he says it felt great to beat Orton. Gunther says the apex predator became his prey. Gunther says he's going to become world heavyweight champion at SummerSlam. We had breaking news. WWE Crown Jewel, November 2nd. Mark it on your calendars from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Then we had more breaking news. We head to the back where Kayla Braxton is interviewing WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque. Triple H congratulates Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, and Gunther on their wins. Triple H announces that Drew McIntyre has been cleared to compete and he will be challenging Damian Priest for the WWE Heavyweight Championship at Clash of the Castle. If you didn't know that, then I can't fucking help you people. I mean, this is how it's going to be set up. This match is going to happen. Guess who's going to be a spoiler? CM Punk. Either he's going to cost him the title or he's going to get him the title so he can get the title from him. That's neither here nor there. So those are going to be the two outlets. You hear it first. You'll hear it here first. CM Punk is going to be a factor in this match. Guarantee it. And that's he's. I guarantee he's cleared. CM Punk. You think he's do you think he's not going to be able to go over to Scotland? I mean, for Christ's sakes, I saw a fucking sign. Jetta loves CM Punk. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. He is a difference maker. It just behooves me half the time that fucking goddamn what Tony Khan did. He could have legitimately said, you know what? Okay, we got to keep these people separated. We have two great shows. We have Dynamite and Collision. We are dedicating this show to Punk, and he stays on there. We have the Bucks staying on Dynamite. Neither here or there. And if it's a pay-per-view, you don't book both of them on the same pay-per-view. They alternate back and forth. You would have solved a ton of problems. You would have also made a ton of money. And then when things have died down, then you could have brought them in for that one blow-off match, and then they go their separate ways to never speak again. I don't understand this. Tony Khan fucking could have fed years of rivalry. But because he's fucking sucking the young young Bucks cocks, he just lost a ton of money. Look, they just boasted today or yesterday on 2K24. Since CM Punk has been uploaded to the game, he has been in 1 million matches. Tell me that he is not a difference maker. Wait till he comes back. Wait till when he's on TV. When people know that he's on TV, ratings go up. So for all the people that can't stand him, I hated him. He made me give him a second chance. And between you and me, I wouldn't kick him out of bed either. And yes, my man knows that I have eyes, but they're fantasy. See, that's the difference. And we talk about it. It's a great thing to have communication, and especially that I'm in my 40s and he trusts me. And you think I'm going to actually get a chance with CM Punk? No, because I respect AJ Lee way too much. And you know what? I can always have fantasies, and that's what great things about. Lee Fettuccini 68. I know Gunther is on Raw, but we can move him to SmackDown. The whole Priest Judgment Day, Drew and Punk storyline is really a mess. We don't need him in the mix. That could be a possibility. That could be a possibility. That could be a really good possibility. I don't know how that would work. Maybe. Oh, for the love of Jesus. AJ Styles wants to get just have a chance. Maybe we can turn him and switch him. AJ Styles for Imperium, I think that's a great trade. So that would be the only way that it could work. And Ricky Starks is going to WWE. Oh, you could bet your bottom dollar on that. Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, and LA Knight are shown in the crowd. Ibrahim Ala Haji. If I pronounce his name wrong, I am sorry. Can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. I tried my best. Then introduces as the special ring announcer for the main event, and we get entrances for the main event, which is the WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul, which is the WWE United States Champion. Now Styles needs a club. No, he doesn't. When he first came into WWE, he never needed the club. If you really, really fucking want, put him in Judgment Day. Priest is going to be out. They're going to need a new leader. Problem solved. Pay me. He gets to Raw. Finn Balor doesn't like what Damian Priest is doing. He goes and he has meetings with AJ Styles. He comes to Monday Night Raw. He's like, you know what? I should have taken your advice years ago when we were fighting, and I need your help, brother. I need your help. Oh yeah, AJ definitely needs to win. And if you want to put him with Finn, by all means, they could you imagine? We've always wanted to see those two on the same side. Take my money. Oh, I gotta get the gimmick card out. Please take my money. Get the card. See, I got my gimmick card. Take my money. Okay. Oh my god. Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, and LA Knight, are shown in the crowd. So we get this special guest ring announcer, which wasn't needed, but hindsight is 2020 at that point. Then we understand why he was there in the first place. So the match starts with both men back and forth before Rhodes looks to nail Paul with a slap. Paul then stops it and sends Rhodes' arm into the mat. Then puts Rhodes in a vertical suplex position. Paul then sends Rhodes crashing into the mat face first. Rhodes then looks to nail Paul, but Paul moves out of the way, and Rhodes is sent crashing into the mat to the outside. Paul then jumps over the top rope to land on Rhodes, then points out that he has no brass knuckles, nor does he need them. Paul then sends Rhodes back inside the ring and nails him with a series of right and left hands to his midsection. Paul then sends Rhodes crashing into the mat face first again. Before I continue, Cody Rhodes is doing this new series on TikTok. He's going to dedicate his matches, his title defenses, to somebody special. He did it, and the first one he did it to is his lovely wife, Brandy Rhodes, where she's recovering from surgery from stage 4 endometriosis. I had stage 4 endometriosis. Terrible, terrible time, which caused me to have a hysterectomy at the age of 38. We've got to have a discussion about women's health and on stuff like this. It's not about just having the babies. It's about having the other part of being a woman, going through menstrual cycles and stuff like that. And we have to have this discussion. It was so hard for me to get a hysterectomy that unfortunately we had to like exacerbate my symptoms, where this was like kind of life threatening. And I hated doing that, but it was the only way that I could get relief. I kid you not, when I was having intercourse and I was, doing those things, it hurt, and I couldn't, and I was bleeding constantly. I was having periods month long. You can't do that. If you are smart and you are well sane enough, and you're not just doing this as a ploy or something like that, and you are a sound mind of body, should go be able to go into your doctor and say, I do not want to have any more children. I am done. I want to get rid of everything. I want to be able to live the rest of my life without pain. A guy could go get a vasectomy, but we can't get a hysterectomy. Bullshit. Bullshit. And we sometimes have in some states, you can't even get it without asking your boyfriend or your husband. Do you believe that shit? Do you believe that shit? So this is why I'm always an advocate that if a guy gets you pregnant, he has just as much right as to that child as you do. That's half of his DNA. So if we have to get permission to get a hysterectomy by your partner, we should have it if we're talking about equality now, right? Little food for thought. Anyway, he dedicated his match to his lovely wife, Brandy. And she tweeted out, she's like, I can't even hear the fucking goddamn Michael and Corey. My mother is driving me nuts. I can't even hear. I would have said, hey, Ma, I'm trying to listen to my husband's match, the commentary. Could you pipe down or going into another room? Or get the hell out. Go watch it in the other part of the house. You're killing me here, Ma. Or go take liberty outside in the pool. Please, for the love of God, let me have some peace. I want to watch my husband kick Logan Paul's ass. Okay? Paul then sends Rhodes into the mat once again, then delivers some right hands on Rhodes. Paul then hits Rhodes with a moonsault, and both men teeter on the ropes. Paul then sends Rhodes crashing into the mat, but Rhodes joins Paul on the top and nails him with an arm drag. Rhodes then nails Paul with a couple of right hands, but Paul puts Rhodes in an octopus. Rhodes then escapes and sends Paul crashing into the apron. Rhodes then hits Paul with a disaster kick and then sends Paul crashing to the outside. Rhodes then looks to fly, but Paul moves out of the way, and Rhodes stops himself before crashing into the floor. Rhodes then sends Paul crashing into the barricade first twice, and Paul takes a prime hydration drink break, which I thought that he was supposed to get the emblem of the prime drink on the mat every PLE. Maybe it's against their policy or whatever the case may be, but yeah, that seemed very weird. Rhodes then grabs a bottle from Paul. A fan then touches Rhodes and drags Rhodes into the ringside area. A second fan then hands Paul a pair of brass knuckles. Rhodes then looks to fly off the ring steps, but Paul nails Rhodes with a right hand to the midsection using the brass knucks. Paul then gets in Michael Cole's face about using the brass knuckles, and Corey Graves holds him back. Rhodes then hits Paul with a tope suicida, then sends him face bouncing off the English announce desk twice. Both men then get back inside the ring, and Rhodes hits Paul with a power slam. Rhodes then goes for a disaster kick, but Paul avoids it. Rhodes then hits Paul with a bionic elbow, then puts Paul in a figure 4 leg lock. Paul then makes his way over to the bottom rope to break the hold and looks to fly into the ring from the apron. Rhodes then moves out of the way and hits Paul with a Cody cutter, then goes for a pin, but Paul kicks out. Rhodes then gets Paul up, but Paul escapes and hits Rhodes with a crossroads. Paul then goes for a pin, but Rhodes kicks out. Paul then climbs to the top and looks for a splash, but Rhodes moves out of the way, and hits Paul with a twisted vertical suplex. Rhodes then goes for a crossroads, but Paul escapes, sends Rhodes crashing into the corner. Paul then hits Rhodes with his shoulders on Rhodes' midsection a few times, and then sends him crashing to the outside. Paul then sends Rhodes bouncing off the Arabic and English announce desk face first, and then clears the English announce desk. Paul then gets Rhodes on top of the English announce desk and joins him, then goes for a pedigree, which I love that he uses that, honestly. And do you notice only two people are allowed to use it? Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. And who are they now? Paul Levesque guys. I love it. Rhodes then escapes and hits Paul with a Cody cutter on the top of the announce desk from the barricade. Rhodes then rolls back in the ring, and the referee begins the count of 10. The referee almost counts to 10, but Rhodes stops him from doing so, as he does not want him to win via countout. Rhodes then heads back out of the ring and clears the Arabic announce desk, but Paul nails Rhodes with the right hand. Paul then places Rhodes on top of the desk and takes another prime hydration drink break. Talking about fucking promotional here. Talking about selling your shit here. Hawking your shit. That's what's it. Then climbs to the top rope. Paul then hits Rhodes with a frog splash through the Arabic announce desk. Paul then gets Rhodes back inside the ring and hits him with a second frog splash, then goes for a pin. Rhodes then kicks out, and Paul almost sends the referee crashing into the referee. Paul then goes for a splash on Rhodes in the corner, but accidentally hits the referee. Rhodes then hits Paul with a vertebraker and goes for the pin. Goes to pin him, but the referee is still down. Paul then low blows Rhodes and grabs the brass knucks from his pocket. But before he can use it, the special guest ring announcer, Ibrahim Al-Halaji, if I'm fucking it up, I'm sorry, people, grabs Paul's ankle to prevent him from doing so. Paul then knocks him to the floor and looks to hit Rhodes with the right hand using the brass knucks. Rhodes then catches him and hits Paul with 3 crossroads for the win. And the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, wins. And the dedication to his wife is a happy one. So then after the match, Rhodes celebrates the win. Rhodes then shakes the hands of the Ibrahim and hugs him. Rhodes then continues to celebrate with the WWE Universe, and the show comes to a close. And I got it under an hour. Yes, baby. So that is it. Very simple, very simple. We are going to be back here tomorrow morning at some point, probably super early in the morning. So be prepared for that before Double or Nothing. I'll be doing my preview and predictions. Please go and make sure your inboxes are set to go. Please do me a favor. Go check out episode 342 I did on, I believe it was Wednesday. Go check that out. And also go check out the rest of my content on my YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications, so when I go live, upload a video, or do a short, you will all know about it. Please do me a favor. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, and TikTok, all Mel's Mat Chat. Please also follow me on Snapchat, Real Mel's Mat Chat. I will be back tomorrow morning for the preview and predictions of AEW Dynamite. I want everybody to have a great evening. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the preview and predictions. I love you all. Have a good evening. Bye. Oh, wait, don't forget. Go check out my Extra Classics at myextraclassics.com. Go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com, Deathwish Coffee, deathwishcoffee.com, and HOG Wrestling at HOGwrestling.net. Again, Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the preview and predictions. I love you all. Bye.